Let me get one.
I gave you one.
I know, I just want to see one right now.
Yeah. Everybody. You said what? Yeah, thank you.
Yo.
Yeah.
I ain't take one.
Right there.
Yo, pass that. Let me know if you
What light?
So, first off, as the Moorish-American custom is, I greet you all in the greetings of peace, or how we say to each other, Islam.
Islam, more.
So, first and foremost, in the nature and power of Allah, the master of spiritual insight and perceivable of all truth, I rise to give praise to Allah and honor to His holy and illustrious prophet, Noble Jew Ali, the savior of humanity. I give honors to all people, uplifting fallen humanity, and honors to where honors is due. And so, in actuality, I give honors to each and every one of you. I thank you for your time and your energy while I go through this very important topic that has been a serious issue in our communities since 1774. A serious issue within our psyche, in our, psychology, and a very important piece of history that isn't taught to us due to our overall potential as a people. I heard somebody believing here that they believe in love, peace, and unity. And maybe I'm leaving one out. But the 5 principles of our nation that has existed for over 50,000 years under one political jurisdiction are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We have had a red flag with a 5-pointed green star for over 50,000 years, and an habitation and dominion that has extended from southeast and southwest, so-called Africa, to the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa, across the great Atlantis, before the earthquake that caused the Atlantic Ocean, North, South, Central America, and all of those islands. That one nation, a nation being a people sharing the same customs, culture, tradition, and historic continuity, has been exercising their jurisdiction in these places for over 50,000 years. And therefore, about 92% of us in here all have the same nationality.
Say that again, brother?
Yeah, I'd love to. About 92% of the people in this room all share the same nationality. And although we recognize ourselves by the countries that we come from, we have to understand and recognize that a country is merely the political exercising of a people, and that the people are entirely different. So I want to go off of this pamphlet that I had constructed so that I can better teach my people in my community, namely New York, Harlem, Stand Up, Brooklyn, South Bronx, Queens, without early. I'm there in Jamaica. I'm where the hood is at, because this is where the soldiers are. And we require soldiers at this time. We require people with a militant mind and a militant way of thinking, because mathematics is at the forefront of what we require in order to achieve our success. And nationality is the order of the day. So I have a show that I've been doing for a little over a year called What's Your Nationality? In various places in different, streets. I stop and I'm on the street. I ask people what's their nationality, and off that question, I build on that. So if you ever go to YouTube and you Google Angel Training Corps, CORPS, it's going to pop up about 75 videos. And on the pamphlet that I'm going to pass you out later on, it has all my information, including my Facebooks and my videos are. And this will be the first time that I'm actually teaching in front of such a large audience. And so I want to say I truly appreciate the honor of doing so and being able to do this here in rap school. That means a lot to me.
Word, yo. We appreciate you too.
This is a very important stage of my life, because this is what I do for a living and what I plan to do for the next 80 years. because I believe that's about as long as it's going to take for us to finally be free of, whatever European psychology has imposed upon us. I don't think anybody too deep in that mind state going to be, living that long, much longer anyway. So, this pamphlet is What is Your Nationality? An introduction to the truth about your nationality. So when you skip to the bottom, that was just praise and honors, I'm not going to belabor you. But on the bottom where it says, I have compiled this treatise with the implicit intent to fulfill three main purposes. Purpose one is to accurately define and explain the concept of nationality, minus emotion and connotation. Connotation means what you feel the meaning of a word is, as opposed to the denotation, what the actual facts of the definition of a word is. Purpose two, acquire criticism and support from the public to produce literature for the next year consistently. And purpose three, to produce finances, means of maintaining the above stated purposes. So when I ask, what is your nationality? And just for an exercise, I would like to ask several people here before I continue. First off, brother, I heard you say some interesting things in your lyrics. What's your nationality?
My nationality is Washington.
Washington, cool. What is your nationality, Queen? Ronald.
I'll plead the fifth.
Alright, cool. Now watch this. Where's Dan the man, yo?
Yo,
What's your nationality?
Jewish.
See, you didn't say you have to go through all that. I'm saying, and this is a problem when there are people, because nationality is the quality of character that arises from the fact of a person belonging to a nation or state. It's your qualities or your character. So if you're going to plead the fifth on your qualities and characters, basically what you're doing at the moment is saying, I can't really explain to you who I am, I just am who I am. And although that's beautiful, in order for us to discern between who we are, we have to identify these qualities and characters and attach them to what it is that we are in order to continue that tradition flowing down the generations. Because if we don't preserve our culture, we don't have it. Here's a perfect example, hip-hop. See, I'm from the South Bronx. What you hearing right now, what we hearing out there, that's not what we started. Don't nobody dance no more. Ain't nobody beatboxing. You can't graffiti in New York right now. It's different. Our culture has been taken from us, just like everything else that we've created. And so I'm going to go off here. Nationality is the legal relationship between a person and a country. Nationality normally confers some protection of the person by the state and some obligations on the person towards the state. But these rights and duties are vary from country to country. 2, a group of people who share the same history, traditions, and language, and who usually live together in a particular country. 3, the fact or status of being a member or citizen of a particular nation. Now, when we understand that the nationality is, as it states here, normally confers some protection of the person by the state, the first thing that comes to mind is the United States Constitution. And I was constantly reminded that, we're not a party to it. And although we're constantly told that, it's absolutely not true, it's just simply that illiterate means ignorant. The devil keeps us illiterate because he wants us to be blind to ourselves so that he can master us. Illiterate means ignorant. So when we look at the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America, the first thing that our people are quick to say is, well, that was for the white man. Not knowing that this country, which is approximately 241 years old as of July 4th, is actually constructed by Moors in America, the same members of the Moroccan Empire who dominated the world in the 7 seas for over 1,196 years. That's the problem, that we don't know that. Because we don't know that, we don't live up to the standards of the people who would dominate the world in the 7 seas. We can't even dominate ourselves, let alone our households.
We control the 7 seas.
Let alone, and when I say 7 seas, of course, there aren't 7 seas, just like there aren't 7 oceans, just like there aren't 7 continents. When you look at Europe and so-called Africa, these are all one continent. A little dredge that some European made 200 years ago doesn't automatically make a new continent. That is an act of European psychology that is placed upon you so that you can believe that you are different from these people. Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us in Lost Found Missing lesson number 1, question number 9. Why does the devil call our people Africans? Answer: to make our people of North America believe that the people on that continent are all they have and are all savage. They brought a trading post to the jungles of that continent. The original people live on this continent and they call it Asia. But the devil calls to Africa to try to divide them. He wants us to think that we are all different. Now I left the part out and then quote it verbatim because of course not everybody's going to be familiar with that language. But I wanted you to get the actual gist of when the devil calls our people African is the same as the devil calling our people Negro, Black, Colored, Ethiopian, ETC, African.
Respect.
I don't remember when the last time Africa was a nation. Africa is a continent composed of over 54 countries and varying nations inhabiting that landmass. So,
55 countries.
when we look at the full definition of nationality, we see at the bottom here, national character, nationalism. 3, a national status, specifically a legal relationship involving allegiance on the part of an individual and usually protection on the part of the state. 3b, membership in a particular nation. 4, political independence or existence as a separate nation. 5a, a people having a common origin, tradition, and language and capable of forming or actually constituting a nation state. The so-called Negro in North America does not fit the categories, nor the qualities, nor any of the requirements to be a nation, due to the fact that they disqualify themselves by having no national character, sense of nationalism, or national status. And a perfect example of that is, I mean, nobody in this room needs to be reminded, but just for camera's sake, Trayvon Martin, Edward Garner, for Michael Brown. I remember when I was out here and they was like, yo son, they couldn't do no Trayvon Martin stuff like that to us, son. We'll turn it up. Shut up, coward. Because when it happened, everybody just sat there and was watching it on YouTube. And from YouTube, it went to the TV. Then it blew up. And everybody saw a market, an opportunity, capitalized on it, made their money, then went back to sleep. What's your nationality? I've never seen Koreans march. Never seen Jewish people march. Ever. I've never, what's your nationality? Turkish. I ain't never seen Turkish people march. What's your nationality? You ever marched before? Yeah.
Hey man, I was at the Million Man March.
Beautiful.
Why are you saying that?
You were at the Million Man March. I've never seen Jewish people march. Are you hearing it? Or are you just taking it personal?
I was over there. I don't know.
Look
You
it
said
over.
we never marched.
So anyway,
Yo, that's false. That's false. They march in their own countries.
no, we talking about here in America. We here in America. We here in Brooklyn.
One mic.
True indeed, we here. No, but that's fine though, because when I do things and I do my classes, they are interactive. So that's beautiful, because everybody needs to share their voice on the opinions of the things. But the facts are, we've never seen on TV Jewish people having to do that due to the fact that because of their nationality, they're able to work in conjunction with each other. They share the same historic continuity. They share the same national character. They share the same customs, culture, traditions. They can monopolize a particular area simply by being themselves. And the reason that we cannot do the same is because we are not being ourselves. We're being other than our own selves. Our national character isn't sagging pants and gunshots at 3 in the morning at our own people while police are killing us by the hundreds, by the thousands. But what you see on the news? ISIS? Y'all worried about some people in Iraq and Syria? I would be worried about the North Koreans, man. These people is hitting themselves with axes and they breaking on them. Yeah, those people is scared. Right now, you know, what I used to be scared of was going to work. I would never have a job again. But I used to be scared of going to work because I had to go to my project. I had to go walk through my projects, and I'd rather get shot by my people than get shot by the police because I got a rape. My mouth is crazy. But now we see here in the definition of nation, and as I stated before, it is a people. When you look down here, it's
Can
a
I
goal.
ask you something?
Certainly you can.
Okay, I was listening and you said about the police, and then you said I'd rather get shot by my own people than the police.
Yeah, when I was young, that was my mentality because I would rather have an altercation with my own people than. There's no retaliation when police do something to you. Nothing happens to them.
Right, but it'd be something
So you
happening
rather
in your, like, wait.
Let me live.
It is no,
That's irrelevant.
no, I thought like,
He's speaking on the past frame of mind.
right, that's what I was trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
he's speaking on the
Alright,
past frame of mind.
yeah, but I mean, even if I felt like that now, that doesn't change any of the facts that I stated before. My personal opinion is relevant to the facts at hand and how they affect all of us.
Right, but if you still, yeah.
No, true indeed. I'm simply
But
responding. I'm
even
not
if you
saying
still
don't
thought
talk.
like that, like, you would still, your actions, your thoughts will affect everybody around. Because retaliation, the police don't get retaliation, but if you got in an altercation with somebody in your neighborhood, retaliation is definitely going to be active there,
Well, we don't
which
know
would
if
be a
that-
domino effect. It would.
It
It would still be perpetuating the same abuse that you don't want from the outsider.
Right, but you know what? At that time, I had enough nationalism to know I would rather be in an altercation with my own nation than a separate nation that at the current moment at that time was displaying a superior amount of power over a jurisdiction and territory, which was they were occupying what I called my home. These people were not from here, didn't live in the area, and they came by and constantly like beat us up. Now there was a few people who were doing really crazy things to them, but we shouldn't have all caught it. That was what I was thinking. Now I understand the rules of warfare, the rules of engagement, why they would do that, why they would react to situations like that. They need to instill a certain mind state and mind frame in that community. So when you go outside, first thing you think about is, yo, I'm not trying to mess with no police right now. Yo, if they tell me to do something, I'm going to do it. And by having that type of mind state, and you become subservient to an outside source, anything else that represents the source of that external force, you're going to do the same thing with. So now, if I'm 17 and I'm going down and I'm worried about police, but I'm not worried about teachers, when I see somebody of an authority figure tell me to do something, automatically I'm doing it. Now let's say a national emergency happens. I could be getting sent to the gas chambers just because somebody in the badge told me to go. And I'm like, yes, master. Nah, you can't. You gotta question everything and still have enough sense to want to know what is it that's going on. Why? Because when you have a national character, you don't have an individualistic psyche or psychology. Even when you're talking about I would have retaliation, I'm talking about I would. And it's a we. We are a we are our. Like you said before, our is a community. This is us here. All of us, no matter what your nationality. You here with me, I'm here with you. I'm here with Dan, you know what I'm saying? And all of us right now, we live in America and we all going through something. The point in the matter is that not everybody's going through the same thing. So my mind state that then and then my mind state now, I'm thinking that if we were an aggregation of men and of course women who are the founding blocks of civilization, but of course, you know, this isn't how they write. Existing in the form of an organized jural society, inhabiting a distinct portion of the earth, speaking the same language, using the same customs, possessing historic continuity, and distinguished from other like groups by their racial origin and characteristics, and generally, but not necessarily, living under the same government and sovereignty. Besides the element of autonomy or self-government, that is, the independence of the community as a whole from the interference of any foreign power in its affairs or any subjection whatsoever. It states here, it is further necessary to the constitution of a nation that it should be an organized jural society, that is, both governing its own members by regular laws and defining and protecting their rights, and respecting the rights and duties which attach to it as a constituent member of the family of nations. If everybody here right now was, yes ma'am.
I'm sorry.
No, please don't be.
Have you read any Malcolm X speeches? I mean,
yes ma'am.
it's kind of rhetorical, but did you read the speech that he did on January the 24th in Harlem?
I don't believe I recall that one.
I think you should really read that speech, because I feel like in order for people to like want to listen to something about nationality or like this, like he basically talked about first, he gave us who we was. Get what I'm saying? Where we hail from.
Does anybody here not know who they are or where they come from as far as history, Egypt or Kuta or Washington?
Right. So, but what I want to know is like.
I'm just saying, is anybody here? Because I mean, I could go through it, but I knew I didn't have the time to give an hour-long joint, so I was just trying to go through what I was on.
I mean, I'm Puerto Rican, right? I don't speak Spanish. See, that's photo. See, that's the thing.
Nah, that's what I speak.
I don't speak Spanish. I'm not in touch with my roots and shit. The only thing I probably could do is like cook like a Spanish person.
Holla at me.
So, but what I was gonna say was, is I still wake up and I love myself every day for who I am. Regardless, I'm just saying like. But one of my goals is to, you know, learn where I do come from because I guess, you know, you are right. That is, like, yo, this is me. This is what I cook. You know what I'm saying? Like
When you say Puerto Rican, but you know that our island used to be, you know, Puerto Rican.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. I lack the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
So and that's beautiful. So then my information is there, and you can get up with me because I did the research on that island because my people helping there. We can definitely build from San Juan to Bayamon and then go back to Rio Piedras, that's what they call homes. But that's what I'm saying. We first have to get in line and together with people who do know. Me, I'm young. I don't know nothing. I'm just the only one out here doing it. A lot of people don't like me saying that. Too bad. I'm the only one out here doing it. It's like 10:36. All the other Moors are sleeping or at home taking care of their families. I'm out here building with y'all because I feel that y'all right now all have the potential to save the world. Because right now, that's what the whole world is waiting on. People in the Middle East, people in so-called Africa, the people still getting enslaved in Australia, they're waiting for the Moors to rise up and take back the most powerful nation that has ever existed in the history of modern man. But time never was when man was not. So we not talk about our history, we talk about the history of modern man. Cool. So here it says, such a society, says Vattel, has her affairs and her interests. She deliberates and takes resolutions in common, thus becoming a moral person who possesses an understanding and will peculiar to herself and is susceptible of obligations and rights. They call the nation her and she because the nation is the mother of civilization, as those people are going to know it. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that no nation can rise higher than its women. And furthermore, as far as you know, my facts, I study the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tenaciously. I study his teachers. I study Master Farad Muhammad to the point I eat once a day, and I don't believe in the mystery God in the sky. I know actual facts, and I read these things, and it keeps me in line so that when I go out there, I don't get too philosophical and too astronomical about stuff. Let's keep it down to earth, because right now people are suffering of a lack of food, clothing, and shelter. And we need knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to achieve food, clothing, and shelter. And until we have that, we can't force or demand freedom, justice, and equality from any man on the planet. And how will we reach love, peace, and happiness? I used to love myself and I call myself Puerto Rican too. I've always loved myself. Maybe because I've always been cute. I don't know. But the thing is, that's who I was. And that's who I am. How everybody else feels, that's cool. But I know when you go outside, you're like, I don't like this shit, yo. Straight up. Her right there, I can't stand her. Stop it. It's a fact. That's an actual fact. Because even Moors do it. Israelites do it, Panthers do it. I'm with all of these, the Coptics. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the Muslims. So you know, it's a human nature, but we have to get past certain stigmas that have been placed upon us. And by doing that, we'll be able to work, you know, in order to establish this, what it says here. A constituent member of the family of nations. Now, I want to go with the definition of the state briefly and definition of a country, so we know the difference between a nation and a state country. A nation is the people. We here are the nation. The definition of state is the prosecuting body of persons accused of wrongdoing in that state.